This is Hung Overhand Right, and this is the UFC 292 preview show, and this is a big one.
Yep, it's going to be real fun.
And the only two voices you're going to hear on this preview, unlike the way we usually do it, it's just going to be me and Chad today. But we're still going to bring you all the analysis we possibly can. Picks, predictions, betting, and we're going to do the main card, 5-fight main card, plus Weidman versus Tavares, and that is where we're going to start today. Chris Weidman, the All-American, former middleweight champ, as everyone knows, 15-6, coming off of a loss.
Yeah.
But he threw one strike and
snapped his shit off.
Yep. Fighting out of Baldwin, New York. I believe he lives in South Carolina now. 39 years old, 6 feet 2 inches tall. Brad Tavares, 19-8, coming off of 2 losses in a row, fighting out of Vegas. 35 years old, 6 feet 1 inch tall. This one is pretty simple to me. I mean, we don't really know what Weidman we're getting.
Yeah.
Obviously.
With the layoff and the injury, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, it's been, let's see, how long has it been? That was in April of 21.
Yeah, so we're a little 2.5 years.
So the thing for me is, like, whether he comes back the way like the way he was, or worse, I think the outcome is relatively similar.
Yeah.
I think Brad Tavares is going to piece him up, and I think Weidman, he's going to try to wrestle because that's what he was doing a lot in his, up until the leg break in the few fights before that anyways. But Brad Tavares has pretty good takedown D. And
yeah, I mean, when he fought Duplessis tried to take him down a bunch, and he kept stuffing, so.
And, I mean, he's got 80% takedown D. Weidman, 47% accuracy, and he shoots almost 4 takedowns per 15 minutes. I guess there is a world where Weidman could just continue to shoot over and over and over.
Yeah.
But when he fought Amari Akhmedov 2 fights ago, he tried that.
Mm-hmm.
He got tired as fuck.
Yeah.
The good thing for him is that Akhmedov got more tired as fuck.
Yeah.
And so he won.
Yeah. Well, both of their last wins are against Akhmedov. So,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I just don't see. Brad's tough too. Like he'll stand in there and bang with you, and the only thing I can see is if Chris catches him, because he's got power, and Brad's got I don't know if I trust his chin all that much.
No, he's been knocked out. How many times has he been knocked out? 4 times. All 4 in the UFC. Obviously, I think he was like 3-0 when he got to the UFC, or 5-0. But, yeah, I mean, he can be put away for sure. But Weidman at 39, at 37, to me, he looked pretty slow.
Yeah.
He looked 37. And then now, obviously, 39, big layoff. I don't know if I can see him having that type of power where that's likely to happen. I think it's obviously a puncher's chance. Anybody could do it, but I just don't see it. I think.
You think if he gets starches, he retires? If he gets starched.
Most people, I would say yes, but after the leg break and he still wants to do this shit.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I wonder if the UFC would give him another one just because of the layoff, and they could chalk it up to like, oh, he was just off because he'd been so long since he had fought. I don't know, but they'd probably give him another one, and I could actually, if he gets knocked out, I could actually see him fighting again, honestly.
Yeah, because I guess especially if it's quick, you're like, I didn't learn a whole lot from what I can do and all that. So, I mean,
he shouldn't, in my opinion.
I've never been just an absolute fan of Weidman. I always thought, like, hey, he's a good fighter, former champ. I just these guys that are older in the leg break, I hate to see him just get. I hope he doesn't come out and just get absolutely stars.
Yeah, I mean, Tavares, I don't know if he's got the stopping power to just one punch him.
Yeah.
But I could see him chopping the leg down, which obviously, well, it's a rear leg, so the actual broken leg won't be there to kick, but the other leg, chopping him down, kicking him to the body, and it eventually finish him. I don't know if it'll be one punch first round finish necessarily, but they're both orthodox, so I mean,
Yeah, it's a tough one. I didn't even really pick one, but if I put IDK.
Yeah.
IDK, and then I had an arrow pointing towards Tavares, saying I'm probably leaning towards Tavares.
There's a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
Even with Tavares, I mean, he's lost 2 in a row. His last one he got knocked out with a knee.
Yeah.
Against Bruno Silva. He to me, he looked pretty good, and then he got kneed and died.
Yeah.
And even the Drickus one, I thought he looked good until Drickus chilled out a little bit and wasn't as crazy, and it was like Drickus landed 3 punches and Tavares was just gushing blood everywhere.
Exactly, yeah. Because at the beginning of the fight, Duplessis was, looked like he just lunging, chasing him around the octagon. It was crazy.
And although him being more patient still looks just awful to me, it looked a lot better.
Well, Tavares, even in an interview, was like, when he was asked about what was it like fighting Drickus, and he goes, "Dude, I didn't know what the hell he was throwing at me.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
He just walks.
Yeah, he just walks at you, and next thing you know, you're getting hit, and you don't know what the hell's going on."
Yeah. Odds. Tavares plus 260. He actually, Weidman plus 220. Weidman's actually been bet down from plus 275.
Okay.
So there's some people.
Probably some homers coming down.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, July 25th to now, he's come down to plus 220. I like Tavares with the parlay.
Yeah.
And even Tavares inside the distance. I don't think the bookies are going to make that inside the distance number super spectacular because they don't really trust Weidman.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I don't think anybody, could really, outside of his corner, trust him.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's in his mind after the first leg kick he takes or decides he wants to throw,
There's just no way. I mean, I've broken my leg. His was worse, but I've done something similar, and it's something that you kind of, I did it in hockey, obviously, and getting back out there, I felt pretty good, but there was a couple times where I'm you plant on it, and you kind of, your body, doesn't want to, you're not consciously thinking about it, but your body kind of is I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yep, you're your subconscious just saying, hey, we don't know if we trust this anymore because it failed you, and it was such a catastrophe when it did it. It
gets kind of tattooed in your psyche a little bit.
Oh yeah, when something like that just so disgusting when it snapped
and in front of millions of people.
Yeah,
that wasn't that the first UFC full capacity after COVID. I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's big deal.
And literally the first strike of the match.
Yeah. Now he did do a grappling match. He lost to a big jacked fucker.
Yeah.
But so he had a little bit of a tune up, I guess, so to speak. But Tapology votes.
I would assume
it's going to be Well,
that's not as bad as I thought. But
717 votes, 69% Tavares, and 61% of those are going by decision. That is how he wins a lot of his fights.
Yeah.
So I could see that, but man, it's just Weidman's got face planted by Reyes. He got knocked out by Jacare. I mean, that's
that one's on, and he's fought some killers. On there, especially when he was Weidman. Weidman was Weidman. He fought killers and lost, and but he's also beaten some big names too.
These are Akhmedov, not a big name, but before that, Reyes, Jacare, Kelvin Gastelum, Gegard, Romero, Rockhold, Vitor, Machida, Anderson.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fucking lineup right there.
Yeah, what are you betting wise? What are you thinking?
I don't see. Honestly, I'm not that intrigued on betting
either side.
Like that's why I didn't even really pick one. Normally, I pick somebody. I mean, I am leaning like if you want to parlay Brad Tavares, I could see that, but I'm not.
The number on Weidman's come down. I don't think it'll keep coming down, but keep an eye on that because it's already come down a decent amount. Maybe fight week people think he's gonna have one more.
Oh, you might get the casual bettor sees. Oh, I know this guy. They watched him when he was Weidman.
Right,
and they start hammering down on him. And
I like Tavares even at minus 260 for a parlay. But if he gets down into like anything minus one anything, I'm gonna hammer it because that's a good price with all things considered. As far as method, I'm leaning Tavares, probably TKO.
That's what I keep every time we're talking about it, I'm just thinking he's gonna finish him.
Yeah.
I just think
So maybe inside the distance obviously is probably safer, but I don't really see Tavares subbing him.
No.
So you might just hit the KO TKO Tavares if you want.
Yeah.
Anything else there?
Oh, I'm good. That one makes me feel sad.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a happy fight to watch. Next up, Neil Magny versus Ian Machado Garry. Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation, 28-10, coming off a win over his doppelganger, Phil Rowe, fighting out of Illinois. I thought he was a Colorado guy. 36 years old, 6 feet 3 inches tall. Ian Machado Garry, the future, 12-0. Obviously, he's coming off of 12 wins in a row.
Yeah,
believe it or not. Fighting out of Ireland, 25 years old, and also 6 feet 3 inches tall. I think this Neil Magny, of course, took this on like a week's notice.
Yeah,
like literally like a week before the fight, or maybe a week and a half or something.
Yeah, I think it was almost 2 weeks. I think I have it written down here.
And normally, there would be a concern with cardio in that situation. Mm-hmm. But for me, I'm a lot less concerned with Neil Magny.
Yeah, I put down has a tank even with this short notice.
Yeah. So, I think he's gonna be prepared, and I actually think he's gonna be a tougher fight for Ian Garry stylistically than Jeff Neal would have been.
Yeah,
Jeff Neal a lot shorter and likes to box.
Yeah, would have stood and bang with him, and doesn't have the gas tank like Magny does.
No, Neil Magny. I mean, I think he's gonna make this one as ugly as possible. He's gonna crash forward. He's gonna clinch. He's gonna. Try to trip him. Is anything to get in the clinch. Avoid obviously Machado. Garry has real nice striking. Good pop on his punches. Good kicks, and he's kind of got the Conor thing. I mean, he's really good at just barely being out of range. People throw big hooks, and he's just barely out of range.
Yeah, he's very good with distance and his timing and everything. And I put on here that Magny would have to make it dirty.
Yeah.
Because I also put that sometimes when, like we saw it in the Keenan Song, he gets a little happy and excited and gets a little sloppy.
He got clipped.
Yeah.
He just hung out in. He likes it at kicking range, and he's got long punches, so he can get to you without you being able to get to him, or he can at least pull out of range. But he kind of hung out in that boxing range, threw a body shot, and just kind of hung out there, tried to post on the guy's head, and then just bang.
Yep.
Left hook. And, in the corner after that, he was like, I know what I did. I fucked up. I threw the body shot, stood right in front of him too long. So, I think, obviously Ian Garry's going to keep fighting tougher and tougher guys, but I think he's going to keep being better, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And because he just seems like he gets better every fight. The Daniel Rodriguez one.
Oh, yeah. We were sitting here, and I don't think we all thought it was just going to be...
Not that quick.
No.
He just looked in control of that fight. Odds on Ian Garry, minus 370, plus 295, Magny. There hadn't been a whole lot of... I mean, this thing opened on August 10th, so 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. Obviously, with the short notice. I mean, it was minus 400, immediately dropped to minus 600. and now back up to minus 370. I think some people will probably bet Neil Magny in the next, until the fight happens. I think there'll be some money coming in on Magny just because of the 295 price. And
I think it'd be a lot closer if he had a full camp too.
Yeah, for sure. I think my pick is Ian Garry, but I think it's going to be a pretty close decision. I think Magny's going to make it dirty. He's going to, again, try to clinch him, try to just make it as ugly as possible, but I think Ian Garry is going to just touch him a little more and then touch him enough to win on the cards.
He's only been, I think, knocked out once.
Who's that, Magny?
Yeah, I think I could be wrong, but I thought he's only been like knocked out once, but he's been subbed several times.
2 knockout losses, six
knockouts.
subs. Yeah, I got subbed by Burns, subbed by Shavkat.
And not any slouches he's getting, subbed by.
No.
But I don't know if Machado, Garry is gonna.
No, and
I don't gonna sub him.
I don't think he's gonna want to even play that game.
No, I don't think so either. Because Magny's good on the ground. He's gone against some studs. But I'm saying I don't know. I think if he does finish him, it would be probably help that he's coming off a 2-week fight notice or short notice.
You're saying if Ian Garry finished Magny, it would look better for Magny
I think
because of the short notice.
Yeah, it'd probably look a little bit better.
The UFC would appreciate it for sure.
Yeah.
They want Ian Garry to obviously be the fucking star.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely, I think they're doing a good job, too. They're not kind of
finding the shitty guy like Chris Moutinho.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I like it. They're throwing some solid guys at him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the well-known or casual person would know, but solid fighters.
He's definitely, this is a test. Like, Jeff Neal too. That's a big step up from D-Rod, and D-Rod was a big step up from Keenan Song.
Oh yeah.
So they're not just completely slow rolling and just like inch by inch, little steps.
Yeah.
It's.
I'm also glad they're not jumping them from top 15 to top 5 or something.
Yeah, him and like fucking Usman or something.
Yeah, like that'd have been. Way too much, probably way too early,
Tapology votes, 257 votes,
oh,
91% Ian Machado, Garry.
And how much by?
69% KO TKO.
Really?
That's a little bit too big of a number for me, I think, percentage.
That's surprising. I didn't think it would be that. I thought maybe it'd be mostly decision.
Yeah, Magny's 9%, 9%, 65% of them decision for Magny. I think I'm going to go Ian Garry decision.
I picked him too. I said it's his time.
Yeah. I think betting, I don't like plus 370 at all. I don't like that number personally. I think it may be a stay away for me, but maybe
or minus 370?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may be a stay away or an over, or if you get a real nice price on Garry by decision, that's probably what I would be looking at. But just a sprinkle on that because it's just hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just. Yeah, I would probably stay away from that.
Ian Garry's been preparing for somebody a lot different than Magny, also.
For sure. Yeah.
So it's kind of a short notice fight for both of them.
Exactly. Though it's just one's going to be in better shape than the other,
Yeah.
But also, Ian Garry did call out Magny before Jeff Neal. He got Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
And he's been wanting to. He even had that little, I don't know if you saw it, that little video he put on Instagram where he was getting a call from his agent.
About Magny?
About
Jeff Neal?
Yeah, Jeff Neal quitting or pulling out or something.
I didn't know. I saw that it was a thing. I didn't watch it, though.
Yeah. He was, I don't know, he said something. He pretty much called Jeff Neal a bitch. And then he said, I wonder if this is God's way of putting what I've been asking for in Neil Magny. And then the next day they announced Neil Magny.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I was like, oh, all right.
I saw Ian Garry's, he made shirts with Jeff Neal's mugshot on them, and it said The Future underneath it. And he was selling them. I thought that was kind of a low blow, but pretty funny, too.
It's pretty funny. I like joking that shit. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, I mean, like numbers wise, I mean, Magny, I mean, he's not much of an offensive wrestler. If he gets on in the clinch and it gets to like a scramble, obviously he can take you down. But 41% takedown accuracy, and Garry 63% takedown D. I definitely don't see Garry shooting, so I don't even think we need to talk about his numbers offensively. But
I don't. This fight's not going to the ground. They're gonna.
no.
And like I said, I think Magny, and you said that he's gonna have to make it dirty, put him up against the cage.
Maybe Magny clinches him and like jumps on his back, drags him down or something. Maybe that's the only way I see it touching the mat.
But I just don't. I don't know. The only way I just see Ian Garry winning this, unless he gets into that sloppy, excited, and Magny kind of pulls him into that war kind of like thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see it happening.
He definitely needs to stick to his style and his game plan. Keep it long, keep it on the mat, or keep it on the feet.
Yeah.
Anything else there?
Nah.
Next
pick Garry.
up, yeah, I'm going Garry too. Decision. Marlon Vera versus Pedro Munhoz. Marlon Vera, Cheeto, 22-8-1, coming off a loss. Fighting out of California. He's from Ecuador, fighting out of California. 30 years old, 5 feet 8 inches tall. Pedro Munhoz, a young Punisher, who's 36, 20-7, coming off of a win. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, originally from Brazil, 36 years old, 5 feet 6 inches tall. I think this is a close one.
At first, I kind of thought it was going to be closer, but that it depends. I don't think we're going to get the same flat Cheeto we got against Sandhagen. I think he looked. Yeah, he looked like almost just not there.
He's always a slow starter, but he looked like he just was like a never starter in that fight. I mean,
he just didn't start at all.
Yeah,
it was kind of weird. I remember watching it and just being like, "All right, you gonna do something?
Yeah,
like, what the hell?"
It wasn't just Sandhagen wrestling him that made that not close.
That's why the whole
urgency.
Him losing to a split, that was weird to me. Like it shouldn't have been a split.
That one scorecard was dog shit.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was
Munhoz. I mean, dude, he's got like the most stumpy little arms and legs. Like he's only 2 inches shorter than Cheeto, but
he's got 5-inch reach disadvantage.
Yeah, and his legs are tiny, and I think he's probably, I don't know this, but if there's a stat out there that keeps track of most missed low kicks in UFC history, it's him. It's 100% him.
Yeah.
Because he's got such short little legs. He has hard low kicks, but he has a hard time landing them.
The guy can crack.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that with when he knocked out Garbrandt.
Mm-hmm.
He can stand and strike with people. I mean, the guy can bang. And we saw, I don't know, like when he fought O'Malley, there was that no contest with the eye poke and everything.
Yep.
Which that one was frustrating. Like, I know he got poked in the eye, but at one point he was showing the referee the other eye that didn't get poked. And I was like, okay, this guy saw how the first round was going.
Want it out.
Yeah. I'm not saying you don't want to call any fighter a quitter or anything, but I don't know. Because he didn't touch Sean at all that first round. Sean was hitting him.
Yep.
And he just happened to do one of his little, he was charging in, put his hand up like this, and he ducked in, and it grazed his eye, and he said it scratched his cornea. Now, I've never been poked in the eye like that or anything like that. I'm sure it sucks ass.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of skeptical when showing the referee the wrong eye.
He was probably, he just wanted to live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Probably.
And O'Malley came out in an interview and said that. He's like, he saw how the first round was going, and he didn't want to get put on a highlight reel,
Right.
Obviously, we don't know if that would have happened, but.
Yeah. So, first of all, out of their combined 15 losses, they have all been by decision.
Yeah, none of them, either one of them, never been knocked out or subbed.
Yeah, and what the thing my pick is Cheeto, but what I'm worried about is the fact that Pedro Munhoz he pressures you. He goes forward and pressures you, and obviously low kicks, and he throws big punches. And Cheeto, especially in the first round, I mean, he's basically never winning until he wins.
Yeah.
Like every time. He loses every first round. Sometimes he's losing the second and he knocks you out. Or even like against Frankie, like he maybe won the second round, but he lost the first round and then he finished him in the third. And so I'm just worried about Munhoz pushing forward and Cheeto being okay with going backwards and just shelling up the whole first round, losing it. And then when he decides to get going,
it's too late.
Too late, or just realizing that he's not going to blow him out of the water either way, and he just waits too long.
Yeah, sometimes it is like I think what that whole thing is Cheeto's downloading information, but he's using fucking Windows 1. And
yeah. And it's worked for him a lot of times, but you start getting to these guys, and it's hard to make it work.
Yeah, and the thing is, Pedro, like he can make it dirty too. Like when he rushes in, and he'll fuck around and get you in a guillotine real fast. He has so many guillotine wins, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, statistics. Like let's look at the statistics first. I mean, really nothing. I mean, not too much different in the strikes landed. I mean, Pedro lands a little over 1 more strike per minute, absorbs a little less than 1 more. Grappling, I mean, they both shoot 0.5 for one of them, 0.6 takedowns per 15. 20% takedown accuracy for Munhoz is not pretty. 81% D, that's good. Cheeto's only 40% accuracy, so I don't know if either are going to grapple unless they're getting beat up.
Yeah.
And if they do grapple because they're getting beat up, I don't know if they're going to take the other one down.
Yeah, the only time I'm seeing this is if it gets pushed to the fence and Cheeto backs up and shells up a little bit, and then Pedro tries to shoot. Cheeto fucks around, leaves a neck open or something.
Yeah. Yeah. The odds are minus 180 Cheeto, plus 155 Pedro Munhoz. Cheeto, he's open 170 and he's come down to 180, or went up to 180, so not too big of a difference there. A little bit of action on Munhoz, but I guess this is a little closer to 50-50 probably.
Yeah.
And so maybe taking a shot on Munhoz, sprinkling on that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't think, putting a little bit down on Munhoz would be too scary.
No.
Or even a bad bet.
Because he could very easily
edge one out on a decision.
Yeah, and win the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And
then Cheeto's fucked because he's trying to, she's going to try and highlight reel him or find something, but he may not be able to, because Munhoz has got some, 8 losses, 7 losses? Mm-hmm. But they've been to some motherfuckers. He went on that 2-fight skid to Dominic Cruz and Aldo when they were both, pretty damn good, or Aldo was...
Cruz looked really good in that fight this day. At least the last 2 rounds, he looked really good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with going with Munhoz there, just putting something on there. I picked Cheeto because I don't think we're going to get I just don't see it happening with Cheeto. I like Cheeto. I think he's a killer.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be a little more fired up.
Yeah, because he got a little bit of flack.
Yeah.
For the way he came out against Sandhagen. I don't think he liked it. I like Cheeto. I think he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Some of the shit he says. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I don't hate putting stuff on Munhoz either.
I think we'll look at the Tapology votes in a second. I think I've convinced myself that I'm going to officially pick Munhoz by decision, but I think this one could also be razor thin decision.
Yeah.
Like a clear Munhoz first round and then toss up second round and a Cheeto third round type thing.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad bet at all. Tapology
votes. Wow. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
672 votes, 79% Cheeto, and 71% of those by decision. I mean, the decision makes sense. I figured it'd be a little closer as far as who they're picking, but I'd say definitely decision. 90% of Munhoz voters are picking decision. Yeah, I think just the lock of the century is like fight goes the distance.
Yeah, I don't
like just it's gonna not be a pretty number, but you can just lock that one in, I think. And maybe whatever side you're looking by decision.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad bet either way. I mean, obviously, Cheeto's got some wild shit he can throw that once he, in the end of the second, beginning of the third, whatever it is, he could find something, a hole in something, and finally turn it on and catch him with something. But
it's just Pedro's. He's just tough to put away.
He's tough as shit.
Never been finished. He's 36, so obviously at any time his chin could get cracked. But
yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah, you just wake up once you pass 35, and all of a sudden your chin's just not there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Like Luque.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see. We're recording this before the Luque Dos Anjos fight, so we'll see. Anything else there?
No, I think we're good.
Co-main event. Weili Zhang, or as some people say, Zhang Weili. I don't know which one's her first name, which one's her last name. Versus Amanda Lemos. Weili Zhang, her nickname's Magnum. I didn't even know that.
I didn't either.
That doesn't even have a good ring to it or nothing.
Yeah.
23-3, coming off 2 wins in a row, fighting out of China, 34 years old, 5 feet 4 inches tall. Amanda Lemos, Amandina. 13-2-1, coming off 2 wins in a row, fighting out of Brazil, 36 years old, 5 feet 4. The fact that she is 36 years old and obviously 2 years older than Weili is kind of weird to me. Like,
yeah, it's
considering she has way less fights.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm just gonna say it right off the bat. I'm picking Lemos to win.
Really?
Yep.
Really? What?
Lemos is. She's obviously a Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Like, even the way she stands, the way she throws punches and kicks, and she's gonna be taller than Weili and rangier. And the thing is, Weili likes to play that range game too.
Yeah.
And Lemos she's really good at. She stays at kicking range, and she's really good at moving to always be at that kicking range. Mm-hmm. Always. You come forward, she's backing up. Like, it's just, which obviously a lot of fighters do that, but she's really good at keeping it the range she wants. And then you try to crash forward, and she's really good at clinching, grabbing a clinch and turning you up against the fence, and she can grapple a little bit. And I just think Weili's going to try to play the range game with her, and I'm not saying it's going to be like a blowout by any means, but I think Lemos is rangier and hits harder and can hang with her in the wrestling department. I mean, she has 81% takedown D. Obviously, although she has fought some good girls, I'm talking about Lemos now, has fought some good girls, not obviously the level that Weili has fought, but 81% takedown D. She's good on the mat. I mean, I don't know. I just think she's going to win. I think she's going to probably win a decision.
I'm on the other side of that. I just think Weili Zhang is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
She's just built different. Mm-hmm. And she'd probably be...
She was probably hand-built in a lab.
Oh, yeah.
In China.
Maybe. She would be practically undefeated. I think only...
Rose.
If it weren't for Rose, she would only have one loss, and that was her first fight or professional fight ever.
Yep.
She'd only have one loss if it wasn't for Rose. And that second fight against Rose was arguably...
She lost
close.
to Bo Ming.
Bo Ming.
Yep.
Yeah, in China MMA League.
She's 21-6 though.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Anyways.
But yeah, no, I don't. I just think I put down that Amanda is, good on the mat. She has power, but she got subbed by Andrade.
Yeah.
I mean, who isn't a slouch.
Did you watch that one?
I watched like the highlights and watched the whole
It
fight
was
or anything.
Standing, like they clinched.
Yeah.
It was weird. I mean, it was standing head and arm choke. I mean,
And Andrade is kind of built like Zhang.
that's true.
Short, not very. Obviously, Zhang plays the outside a lot better than Andrade does, but I just think Zhang's a better striker. I think she's just. I put that she's good anywhere. She's got good wrestling. I think when we watched it, I think she beat the living shit out of Esparza.
Yeah.
She absolutely mopped the floor with her.
I mean,
Her last
Carla's
fight.
just fucking so slow and
Yeah, which is so crazy that that's how MMA math works. Is she beat Rose? She's got Rose's number and
Rose beat Weili
Weili's.
twice.
Yeah, it's stupid how MMA does that.
The Carla. I mean, you could almost fucking throw out the Carla Rose one.
Yeah.
Or two,
that was
I guess.
just. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, so
terrible.
She crucifix rear naked choked Carla. Weili did. I don't even know.
How the hell does that?
I have no idea, but she did
weird.
it.
Yeah, she did it. I don't remember. I know she beat the shit out of her, but I'm trying to put in my head how the hell do you crucifix somebody and then.
We need Dylan. Where's Dylan?
Yeah,
we need him. I honestly, I don't remember the I didn't rewatch that one because I felt like that really wasn't.
I just
very
remember in my
applicable to this
brain
one.
it was an ass whooping.
Yeah. But I mean, odds minus 275 Weili. So obviously people are agreeing with you. She opened at minus 550.
Wow.
That's kind of surprising. I bet, and Lemos is plus 235 currently. I bet her at plus 270, and it's come down since then. So
Okay.
I got a better number. I think, especially in a women's fight, obviously a lot of women's fights go to decision, and a lot of them are close.
Yeah.
And so, especially that minus 4 or minus 550, that seems crazy to me. Just considering the way that women's strawweight, especially how their fights go a lot of times.
I just kind of look at it as, and it could be that I am ignorant to the fact of Lemos's, pedigree. I haven't watched a ton of her fights. I know we've watched her a couple times, but I'm not that familiar with her. I know that she's got power and she can knock a bitch out, but I know I've definitely seen enough of Zhang's fights where like, I know what she can do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so confident in picking her, and that's why I would bet on her.
I mean, I'm definitely. It's not like the most confident pick I've ever had.
Yeah.
But at the price, especially what I got her out to 270, I'm comfortable with that. And I think if Lemos does win, it's probably going to be like a Moreno Pantoja type thing. The challenger barely gets a razor thin decision. Mm-hmm. I'm not.
We see another Joanna Zhang fight where their head is
fuck.
blows.
Zhang, Weili, it's her turn though. Yeah. Like she deserves it at this point. We actually do have some props on this one. The over under set at 3.5. Looks like it's weird. It's my bookie's got it minus 128 for the over. DraftKings has plus 110 for the over. So it's plus money to go over at DraftKings. So they think it's going to be under 3.5, and it's minus 128 for my bookie. So they think it's for sure going over. That's kind of odd. The over. I think if you have DraftKings, listener, plus 110 for the over is not terrible.
Plus 1,400 for Lemos by sub.
Lemos by sub, plus 1,400.
Shit.
I think. I don't know. I guess a sub is possible, but I think if you're going to hit a prop, like a method prop, it's Weili KO TKO.
Yeah, that's probably where if I'm going to do a prop, I'm
which is clearly the bookies are on to you if that's what you're trying to do because they got it at plus 110 or plus 110, plus 110. And then the Lemos KO TKO is plus 550. So, I mean, you're not getting a super great price on Weili KO TKO.
Yeah.
But, let's fight ends inside the distance, minus 225. That's a weird number to me, too. Plus 165, fight goes the distance. Like, I don't hate that either. Let's look at the Tapology votes, though. Wow.
That's
787 votes, 93% Weili Zhang. And 61% of those are KO TKO.
So everybody thinks they're going to stand and bang.
I personally think Lemos is better than people are thinking here. I mean, she's been knocked out once and subbed once.
Standing elbows to Leslie Smith.
That's not a great look.
How
but
long
that was
ago
also
was that?
2017.
Okay.
So,
well, she was probably just coming into this and.
Right. I definitely don't expect.
Oh, that was her debut.
Yeah, UFC debut.
Yeah.
I definitely am not expecting like very many people to be on the same side as I am picking Lemos, but that's what I'm going with, and especially with the plus money, the way it was originally, especially.
Yeah.
But I definitely can understand people picking Weili. I mean, she's one of the GOATs in the weight class. So.
Oh, definitely.
Anything else there?
Nope, I think I'm good. That's kind of crazy that it was that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think it was going to be that.
Lemos, I mean, plus 400. Oh, are you talking about the over-under?
Yeah.
Or are you talking about the actual odds?
The odds.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Opened at plus 400. Weili opened at minus 550. That's a big number.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that big.
All right, main event. Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley. Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master, 23-3. He's won at least 5 in a row. That's all I got on here on Tapology, but probably more than that. His last loss was Marlon Moraes, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got knocked out.
Yeah.
With a knee.
Fighting out of Cortland, New York, 34 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall. Sugar Sean O'Malley, 16-1. Won his last fight, had a draw before that. Fighting out of Arizona, 28 years old, 5 feet 11 inches tall.
They have it as a draw there, but it was no contest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
no, weird.
Okay, no contest, yeah. I just am not picturing a world where Aljo doesn't shoot takedowns for 25 minutes straight.
Oh yeah,
until he finds a finish.
Mm-hmm. I put on here for O'Malley. I said, obviously, Crispy has some power, but can he get up when Aljo takes him down? Because Aljo's going to get him down.
Yep.
Okay, and even Sean's been working at his wrestling stuff, and he doesn't have bad. I don't think his takedown defense is that bad.
60%.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, he took Piotr Jan down when they fought.
Yep.
He snuck it in. I don't think Jan was ever expecting that.
No.
But
Aljo might not expect that either.
It's very possible. But that was my big question is, can he get up when Aljo takes him down without getting subbed? Without giving his back up or anything like that. And then my question for Aljo was, obviously you're going to wrestle. Are you going to get that sub, or are you going to fuck up and get caught with something? Because Sean is fast.
Yep.
His strikes are fast, and they pack a punch, like a mean power.
And he's very hard to hit, too.
Yes.
So it's like, I don't picture it, and I don't think that Aljo should try to stand with him for very long. Not for prolonged periods of time.
Yeah. Aljo did say in a couple interviews, he's like, and I can do this on the feet too. I know I have the power. I know I can touch him. And in my head, I'm like, yes, like do that.
Think that, yeah.
Yes, try that. I want to see it.
I mean, the power, I don't think he's got it, but I think Aljo is a little bit better striker than
he gets credit
he looks like.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't look great, but he's hard to hit too, and he's really long. He's a good kicker actually, but he's going to be a lot less rangy, and he has a clear advantage. Thing is, you look at his takedown accuracy; it's 24% accuracy, but against like Cejudo, his last fight, he wasn't necessarily shooting to take him down all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he really didn't seem to care whether he got him down or not in a lot of the shots he took. It's just, and especially against Sean, who we've seen get tired in 3-rounders, and he obviously the Peter Yan fight, his gas tank held up pretty well, but if you're Aljo, you got to think like, I just shoot like a lot and just put him on his butt, even if he gets up 10 times, put him back down, up, that make him work as much as possible, and then obviously take away his best weapon. Mm-hmm. Maybe Aljo's pride gets the better of him and he wants to strike with him.
Maybe, but I doubt it. He's a smart fighter.
Right.
Why all of a sudden decide you want to strike? Unless, because they have beef. They don't like each other at all.
Maybe Sean draws him into that type of fight.
Yeah.
But if Aljo's smart, he just fucking shoots 30 times.
Yeah, no, he should, in my mind, my brain tells me Aljo's going to shoot, and then more than likely sub Sean.
Yep.
But my heart wants O'Malley to knock him out.
Yeah, me too. I want Aljo. See, I'm not as much of an Aljo hater as like Seth specifically, but even you guys.
Yeah.
But I definitely would not mind Sean knocking him out into featherweight.
Yeah.
Just knock him over to that weight class.
Because you think either way he's going to featherweight.
Yeah, he complains about the weight cut much. And
he is shredded right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's
That's
crazy.
The thing. I was thinking about this earlier, like, because of the short notice, like the quick turnaround, which he hated. He said it a million times in the media. But because of that, and because he essentially knew about the fight as soon as he got done with the last one, did he get less big than he normally would? So maybe the weight cut is a little easier this time because he's like, I know I'm fighting Sean in Boston in 2.5 months or whatever. I'm not going to get as big. That may help him a little bit with the weight cut.
It's so crazy though. He's so lean already.
Yeah.
It's not like he blows up.
Not like fat though.
Yeah, it's not fat. No. It's like water. Yeah. And he's so lean. I mean, it's crazy when he's sitting there showing his workouts and he's vascular everywhere. Like, it's almost like that Nathaniel Wood video where he's just got veins on his veins. It's nuts. Yeah. So I don't know. I know that's why O'Malley wanted it. A quick turnaround. It's because he's cutting
the UFC's like, we don't mind because we want you to be the champ, and we don't really like him that much.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so odds minus 265. Aljo. It opened at 220. It's kind of been up and down, up and down. I guess I'm a little surprised with the number, but I wouldn't. I mean, I think I was maybe expecting it to be a little more like minus 200, a little closer to that number, but still a favorite, rightfully so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously like plus 225 Sean, not a horrible number. Mm-hmm. I think if Sean's winning, it's a KO.
Yeah.
So bet him by KO TKO. We actually have some props on that too. O'Malley wins KO TKO plus 350. So you get a little extra juice on that. Aljo decision.
The prop on him winning by sub for O'Malley.
Plus 2,200. God damn, can you imagine that? Put $22,000 on that or something.
Jeez.
Aljo by decision plus 140. I don't hate that, but that's probably not where I'm going because I could see a sub too.
Yeah, and it very well could. I mean, that would suck if it's just a first round quick sub.
Yeah.
Because they're not sticky. You're sweaty. He gets on his back real fast, and Sean just doesn't have a chance when he gets on his back. Because if Aljo gets Sean's back, I don't think we're gonna see him fight off Aljo like Petr Yan did.
No, I'm sure he's leveled up his jiu-jitsu and his wrestling, obviously, but he fights smart. And he knows he just knows how to win. That's all he's ever done. Mm-hmm. Even it's never been pretty, but he just knows how to win.
Yeah, I mean, even not being a fan of him, still have respect for, what he's done. When he beats people, he's usually mopping the floor with them, and nobody can stop him from getting their back. It's just it's nuts.
Official pick for me is I'll look at the Tapology votes, but I'm picking Aljo. 72% Aljo out of 828 votes. 66% of them by sub.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Yeah. I picked O'Malley just because I like O'Malley. And I am not saying I'm a betting connoisseur. Do not take my advice. I'm doing this because I'm not an Aljo fan. And, I mean, of course, just like them, 78% of the 28% of the voters said he's going to win by knockout.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That's Sean O'Malley's fan base right there in Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I hope it happens. I mean, Sean's showing some sparring videos and training videos, and he looks so fast.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
He's definitely getting better. There's no doubt about it. Mm-hmm. And he's doing shit the right way, even though he posts videos on Instagram acting like he's fucking around. He's not fucking around. Yeah. He's not fucking around. His last fight was October 2022. He's had a good chunk of time to prepare for this. He knew. Oh, he knew. I'm sure he knew this was coming.
Yeah.
So he'll be ready, but I'm picking Aljo to just drown him. Just drag him into the deep end.
I'm thinking, like, is O'Malley's gas tank going to be there? Because you see that with the strikers that have that power, like quickness and timing. Sometimes their gas tank's not there towards the end.
Well, especially when you throw as much output as Sean does.
Exactly.
He throws a lot.
Who knows? We might not see as much output because of that. Because one, he's worried about because Aljo's timings on his wrestling is immaculate too. Yeah. So Sean may be like picking his shots, and I don't think he's going to be throwing any of those crazy spins or, I'm sure he's going to be talking shit and all that stuff because that's just him.
He's going to want to try to pull Aljo into that slugfest for sure.
He's going to want to make those, and when he does throw a shot, make it count.
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so. I'm excited for that card.
It's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a whole lot fun.
We'll be here for it. We're getting ready to, in a matter of minutes, podcast RDA versus Luque. So by the time you hear this, it should be out relatively soon after that. So go check that out. And at HOR Podcast on Instagram, at Hungover Handwrite on TikTok. I can't even say our own name. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And we'll see you next week for another preview and much more content aside from that.
Peace.
Later.